Hello students, in this session let us study the chapter Relations and Functions for 2nd PUC Mathematics, a very important chapter for board exam as well as for competitive examinations like KCET, JEE Mains and JEE Advanced. Students, as you studied this chapter in PU1, only you studied a basic part of relations and functions, but in this you are going to extend the study in the chapter relations and functions. So the two concepts, one is relation, another one is function. So first we will recall the basics what we discussed in the PU1, then we'll move into the chapter that what we have in the 2nd PUC. So the chapter name is relations and functions. So let me introduce you the meaning of a relation. Students, the term relation in mathematics has the same meaning as we learnt in the English language. In the English language, the relation means what we have studied: sister of, brother of, father of, mother of. This word gives us a relation between two objects, two persons, as we studied in English language, right? In this mathematics, we again study relation as we study in English language. Two objects or quantities are related if there is a connection or a link between the two objects or quantities. If there is a connection between two objects, then we say there is a relation between two objects. For example, let us consider two objects 2 and 8 here. What the link you can assign between 2 and 8? One, you can say 2 is smaller than 8 or 8 is greater than 2. Like this you can link between 2 and 8. Like that, one more I can tell you, 2 is the factor of 8. Students, here two objects are 2 and 8. Is the factor of is a link. So this link we call it as a relation between the numbers 2 and 8. One more you can see. 6 and 3 are the two numbers. A link between 6 and 3 you can say 6 is the multiple of 3. Here two objects are 6 and 3, and is the multiple of is a link between 6 and 3, or is the multiple of is a relation between 6 and 3. So like this we study the relation in mathematics. Students, as you studied in the PU1, Cartesian product of two sets. Consider two sets A and B here, consisting the elements. Here A consists the element 1 and the set B consists the elements 3 and 4. So Cartesian product of these two sets can be written as, pay attention, very important. First element should be taken from the first set and second element should be taken from the second set. So what is Cartesian product of A and B? How it is denoted? It is denoted as A cross B. Here A is the first set, B is the second set. Then A cross B is also a set. It consists of the ordered pairs from the set A to the set B, that you can see here. One ordered pair is 1, 3. The second ordered pair is 1, 4. I am linking the elements from set A to set B. So A cross B is 1 to 3 and 1 to 4. Like this, we can form B cross A. This is also the Cartesian product of B and A. Here the first set is set B, second set is set A. So now you have to link from the set B to the set A. Then the ordered pairs will be 3, 1 and 4, 1, that you can see here. 3, 1 and 4, 1, students. So this is how we write the Cartesian product of A and B. One is A cross B and another one is B cross A. The process of linking the pairs of objects is called finding cross product. Dear students, the process of linking from A to B is A cross B. The process of linking the set from B to A is B cross A. Here A cross B is called cross product of A and B, and B cross A is called cross product of B and A. Try to understand the difference between A cross B and B cross A. Observe that A cross B and B cross A are not equal. Dear students, A cross B is 1, 3, 1, 4. B cross A is 3, 1, 4, 1. Do you think they are equal? No, these are not equal. Remember always, A cross B and B cross A are not equal. Now let me take Cartesian product and the subsets of A cross B as well as B cross A. Dear students, A equal to the set 1, B equal to the set consisting 3, 4. You can see A cross B and B cross A that we have got in the earlier slide. Here A cross B is 1, 3, 1, 4. B cross A is 3, 1, 4, 1. Taking these two sets, I will form the subsets of A cross B first. Dear students, A cross B is here, concentrate. Let me denote the subsets as R1, R2, R3, R4. The first subset of A cross B is empty set. As you know, empty set is always a subset of a given set. Therefore, A cross B we have its subsets I am writing. The first subset is empty set. The next subset is, you can see A cross B. I will take the set consisting 1, 3. Only 1, 3 I will take. The next subset I will write taking 1, 4 only, because it is also a subset of A cross B. Next, I will take R4 as the subset. It consists 1, 3 as well as 1, 4. Together I am taking. So this is also a subset, students. Hence, 4 subsets I can form of this A cross B, and these are called as, listen carefully, these are called as relations from A to B. Then what do you mean by relation? A subset of A cross B is a relation from A to B. Now we have B cross A. Let us write the subsets of B cross A. I denote them as S1, S2, S3, S4. Your concentration should be on B cross A now. And the first subset, of course, empty set. The second subset is the set consisting 3, 1. And the third subset is the set consisting the ordered pair 4, 1. And fourth subset of B cross A is taking both the ordered pairs, that is 3, 1 and 4, 1. Now, as the idea that you got here, subsets of A cross B are called relations from A to B. Now you can think subsets of B cross A are relations from B to A. Try to understand. Subsets of B cross A are relations from the set B to the set A. So from these two examples, we come to the conclusion that relation is a subset of Cartesian product of two non-empty sets. Hope you understood this relation definition from Cartesian product. Now let me take relation on a set A. Dear students, in this I am going to explain how to write the relation in set builder form as well as in roster form. Let me take the set A as 2, 3, 4 elements, and we have a relation that is in set builder form. So R is equal to A comma B such that A divides B is my relation in set builder form. What do you mean by set builder form? Here I am not listing the ordered pairs. I am writing one ordered pair and I am giving the link between A and B. I am giving the relation between A and B. What is that relation I am giving you between A and B? A divides B. If you write AB belongs to R, if you say AB is there in R, it means that A divides B. Remember this first point. Now I have the set A. Let me write A cross A first, because relation comes from Cartesian product. That's why you should write A cross A first. So you know that how to write A cross A. Here the set A is a 2, 3, 4. The same set you have to take one more time, that is 2, 3, 4 only. So 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, 4. Then link from 3 element, 3 to 2, 3 to 3, 3 to 4. Now you link from the element 4 to 2, 4 to 3, 4 to 4. So this gives you the A cross A. Now check which all ordered pairs satisfies this relation in set builder form, that is A divides B. Here I denote the first element as A, second element as B. So the relation is A divides B. The first ordered pair is 2, 2. First element is A, second element is B. Now check A divides B means is 2 divides 2. Yes, 2 divides 2. Therefore 2, 2 belongs to my relation R. Because the first ordered pair satisfies that relation, that is A divides B. That's why I am writing 2, 2 belongs to R, and also 2 is related to 2. Like this you check all the ordered pairs one by one. Then you can write the required relation as R equal to first ordered pair satisfies, write that 2, 2 in R. Then go for the second ordered pair 2, 3. Here the 2 is A and 3 is B. So A divides B is my relation. Is 2 divides 3? No. Then if it is not possible, if it is not satisfies, then don't write 2, 3 in the relation R. Then check for next ordered pair 2, 4. A is 2, B is 4. A divides B is the relation. Is 2 divides 4? Yes. Then write that 2, 4 in R. Like this I am going to check. You can see A is 3, B is 2. A divides B means is 3 divides 2? No chance. So don't write 3, 2 in the relation R. I am teaching you how to write set builder form into roster form of a relation. The next ordered pair 3, 3. Is 3 divides 3? Yes. You can observe A divides B, 3 divides 3. Then write 3, 3. Next ordered pair 3, 4. A is 3, B is 4. Is 3 divides 4? No. Then don't write 3, 4. Next 4, 2. Is 4 divides 2 because A is 4, B is 2. A divides B is the relation. Is 4 divides 2? Again no. Then don't write 4, 2. 4, 3. Is, again I take A is 4, B is 3. Is 4 divides 3? No. Then don't write. Last ordered pair 4, 4. Is 4 divides 4 because A is 4, B is 4. Is 4 divides 4? Yes. Then write 4, 4 in the relation R. So you can conclude that relation R in roster form. Dear students, AB such that A divides B and the relation R equal to 2, 2, 2, 4, 3, 3, 4, 4. Both relations are same. These two are equal. The difference is A divides B we are writing as a statement, and call this way of writing relation is set builder form, and listing the ordered pairs this way of writing the relation is in roster form. Now let me take the relation on a set A, its meaning or definition. A relation on a set that must be non-empty set A is defined as the subset of Cartesian product. As I told you, relation is a subset of Cartesian product A cross A, because the same set we are taking, no, A only we are taking, so of course we should take Cartesian product of A cross A, and is derived by describing a relation between the first and the second member of the ordered pairs, that you can write or express it as R is equal to the set consisting A, B such that A and B belongs to the set A and A is related to B. Dear students, listen carefully. A, B belongs to R means A is related to B and A and B must be from the set A. This is the definition of a relation on a set A. Now we will see the types of relations, the very basic types of relations. I think you have studied in P1 also. Let me take one more time. The set I am taking. One more point I want to tell you. Without a set, you can't define any relation. there must be a set, then only there is a relation. That's why I am taking a set A, that is 2 3 4, and of course write A cross A. As you know how to write A cross A, link the elements from the set A to the set A itself, so that you will get this A cross A. The first type of relation, basic type of relation, is null relation or empty relation. The word itself says empty. In the relation R, there are no ordered pairs. Then the relation is called as empty relation. Then one example I will give you for null relation. Look at the relation R equal to ordered pair A comma B such that A and B greater than or equal to 5. Your job is to write the ordered pairs from A cross A, taking that A and B must be greater than or equal to 5. Can you see A, B means 2 and 2 is there, 2, 3 is there, 2, 4, 3, 2, 3, 3, 3, 4, 4, 2, 4, 3, 4, 4. From all these ordered pairs, can you say any ordered pair says A and B are greater than or equal to 5? No, you can't say, because each and every ordered pair in A cross A are the numbers less than 5 only. Therefore, R equal to AB such that AB greater than or equal to 5, this relation is having no ordered pairs. There are no ordered pairs in this relation R, and this relation is called as null relation or empty relation. The required relation you can write R equal to empty. Then the next relation is universal relation. Universal relation means the whole A cross A is itself universal relation. Dear students, in a relation R, if you are writing all the ordered pairs of A cross A, then the relation is known as universal relation. Now I am going to give you one example for universal relation. Let R equal to the set ordered pair AB such that AB less than or equal to 5. Very simple, AB are less than or equal to 5. Please observe A cross A. Each and every ordered pair having AB means 2, 2, 2, 3 till 4, 4. You can see all the ordered pairs, the numbers are less than 5 only. So in this relation, even first ordered pair also comes, that is 2, 2 also comes, 2, 3 also comes, 2, 4, 3, 2, 3, 3, 3, 4, 4, 2, 4, 3, 4, 4. Every ordered pair comes in this relation. Then this R is equal to A cross A itself. This required relation is R equal to A cross A. That's why we call it as universal relation. In short, how you have to remember? Null relation means no ordered pairs in the relation. Universal relation means R is equal to the entire A cross A. That is universal relation. Now we'll move into the types of relations of second PUC. The most important part of the discussion is second PUC types of relations. The first one is reflexive. The word reflexive only says its meaning. Concentrate, you will understand it easily. Let me give you the definition first. A relation R on a set A is said to be reflexive. Dear students, I think you know how to denote a relation, capital R. A relation capital R on a set capital A is said to be reflexive. This condition should satisfy. What is that condition? A comma A belongs to the relation R for every A belongs to the set A. For example, if I take one example, then only you will understand. Let me take a set A, 1, 2, 3. Okay. And the relation R is equal to, on the set A, I will write some ordered pairs, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. So these are the 3 ordered pairs, right? Now this relation is a reflexive relation. Why this relation is reflexive? For every A belongs to the set A. It means 1 belongs to the set A, 2 belongs to the set A, 3 belongs to the set A. Every element belongs to the set A. We have the ordered pair A comma A is also in the relation R. A comma A means for the element 1, 1 comma 1 belongs to the relation R. For the element 2, 2 comma 2 belongs to this relation R. For the element 3, 3 comma 3 belongs to the relation R. So each and every element in the set A have the ordered pairs of this type. Therefore, this relation is a reflexive relation. Hope you are understanding. This relation is a reflexive relation. Now I will take one more example, students. Set A is equal to again the same elements 1, 2, 3, and my relation R is equal to the set consisting ordered pairs 1, 1, 2, 2 and 1, 3. So this is also a relation on the set A. Okay. Now is this reflexive? Let me check. What is the definition of reflexive? Every A belongs to the set A. 1 belongs to the set A. 2 belongs to the set A. 3 belongs to the set A. For every A belongs to the set A, I should have this type of ordered pair. A comma A belongs to R. Now I will check for the element 1. Is 1 comma 1 belongs to R? Yes. So 1 comma 1 belongs to R. Now for the element 2. Is the ordered pair 2 comma 2 belongs to R? Yes. 2 comma 2 belongs to R. Next for 3. Is the ordered pair 3 comma 3 is there in this entire relation? No. It means 3 comma 3 does not belongs to R. So element is in the set, but ordered pair is not in the relation. So we should say that this relation is not a reflexive relation. One element has no ordered pairs of this type, then the entire relation is not a reflexive relation. Hope you understood the definition of reflexive relation. Now we'll go for symmetric relation. Definition: a relation R on a set A is said to be symmetric if, look at the definition, if AB belongs to R, then or implies BA belongs to R for every AB belongs to the set A. It means that if AB belongs to R, in case AB is there in the relation R, then you must have the reverse, means B comma A also in the relation R, then only the relation is called as symmetric relation. Otherwise this relation is not symmetric relation. Let me take one example, students, here so that you will understand better. Set A without set, no relation. That's why I am taking a set A consisting 1, 2, 3 and a simple relation R is equal to consisting the ordered pairs 1, 2, 2, 1. I will close it. This is a relation on a set A. Check whether it is symmetric or not. What the definition of symmetric says: if AB belongs to R, AB belongs to R in this example, 1 comma 2 belongs to R. Is there the reverse of 1 comma 2? Reverse of 1 comma 2 means, is there 2 comma 1? Yes. Therefore 2 comma 1 also belongs to R. Hence the relation is symmetric relation. This satisfies the definition of symmetric relation. One more example. Set A is equal to, again the same elements, I won't take different. R is a relation on the set A having the ordered pairs 1, 2, 2, 1, 1, 3. Dear students, see this. This relation is symmetric or not. Whether it satisfies the definition of symmetric or not. As 1 comma 2 belongs to R, this implies 2 comma 1 also belongs to R. That you can see here, 1 comma 2 is there, 2 comma 1. But what happens, students? A small thing happens here. 1, 3 belongs to R, but this does not implies 3 comma 1 also belongs to R. Try to understand. 1, 3 belongs to R, but it does not implies 3, 1 also belongs to R. Therefore this relation is not a symmetric relation, because AB belongs to R. According to the definition, AB belongs to R, but BA does not belongs to R. That's why I say this relation is not symmetric. You can ask me, sir, 1, 2 belongs to R implies 2, 1 belongs to R. Is it enough? No, sir. Why we should think the other ordered pair? No, students. That relation must be symmetric only when it satisfies to all the ordered pairs. The definition should satisfy to all the ordered pairs. Then only the relation is symmetric. Otherwise, not symmetric. Let me take the next type, the very important type of relation, transitive relation. Its definition: a relation R on a set A is said to be transitive if, look at the definition, if AB belongs to R and BC belongs to R. Two ordered pairs. Look at the screen. AB belongs to R and also very important, BC belongs to R. Then if these two are there, then first element to the last element means AC must be in R. Then only the relation is transitive relation. For every ABC belongs to the set A. That is compulsory. Otherwise, the relation is not transitive. Let me take one example to understand better. Set A is equal to 1, 2, 3. And the relation on this set I am going to form my own relation. Say 1, 2, 2, 3 and 1, 3. Dear students, check the definition of transitive relation. A to B, 1, 2 belongs to R and B to C. Yeah, definitely it is B because here B is a 2, here also 2, therefore B to C means 2, 3 belongs to R. Check 1, 2, 3 is there or not in this given relation. 1, 3 belongs to is also there. 1, 3 is also there in this relation. Therefore, the relation is known as transitive relation. It satisfies that AB belongs to R and BC belongs to R and AC belongs to R. Therefore, this relation is transitive relation. Take one more example. You understood the relation is transitive, and also you should understand when it is not transitive. R is equal to 1, 2, 2, 3 and 1, 1. This is also a relation on the set A. Is this transitive relation? This relation is not a transitive relation. What is the reason for not a transitive? You can observe the two ordered pairs. 1, 2 belongs to R and 2, 3 belongs to R. Dear students, what we have to check? 1, 3 belongs to R or not? Is 1, 3 there in the relation or not? You can check the relation R. 1, 3 does not belongs to R. It means AB belongs to R and BC belongs to R. We don't have AC. So AC does not belongs to R. Therefore, the relation is not a transitive relation. These are the three very important types of relations that you must learn in second PUC. So go through all the definitions of reflexive, symmetric, transitive. Then we will solve the problems on these three relations. So we discussed reflexive, symmetric, transitive. Now one more very important relation is there called equivalence relation. Relation R defined on any non-empty set A is an equivalence relation if and only if that must be reflexive, that must be symmetric and that must be transitive. If a relation is reflexive, symmetric, transitive, then the relation is called as equivalence relation. What do you mean by equivalence relation? A relation is reflexive, a relation is symmetric and the relation is transitive, then it is called as equivalence relation. This is very important because we have the problems on this equivalence relation. Hope you understood the types of relations. Dear students, in the next video I will solve the problems on equivalence relation. Thank you, students.